Welcome to episode 181 of Broad Street Hustle. I'm your host, Tommy Nanny, bringing you a fun and possibly quick show tonight. As I'll go through the room, we have a small cast. It is just myself and original co-host and pioneer of the show, Jason Sayada.
What's up, Tom?
What's up, Jay? Yeah, Chalky was unavailable due to some traveling constraints. We're working on some other guests, but we're not able to bring them in. So it's just
We
the
got
OGs here
we
tonight.
got to carry the load tonight, I guess, huh?
And it's quick. We're going to recap the Eagles game that we watched on Monday night. We'll preview, obviously, the game coming on Sunday night. Maybe some thoughts along the way around in the league or what we've seen. And then we'll go into our picks and move on. Episode 181 is brought to you by Giovannina's Pizza. You tried the rest. Now try the best. All right, jump right into it, Jason. We watched, I don't know if we were watching the 1960 championship game between the Eagles and the Green Bay Packers. I think that's who they played. But, man, that was not a pretty game. The Eagles won 10-7, was 0-0 at halftime. Eagles struck, the Eagles were up 10, I forget.
Nothing.
Was it? Okay, they
Yeah.
did pull the 10. I had 10-0.
Yep.
And then about 6 minutes left, Green Bay got within 3, and then defense held, questionable play at the end there, which either Sirianni called it or Hurts and Brown called that 4th and 6 play. I don't really know the dynamics there. But then the Eagles were able to stop them. That Green Bay didn't really make too much noise. And the Eagles had on 10-7. Neither quarterback looked good. Neither offense generally looked good. The defenses I thought did look good, but I think the offenses helped the defense.
Yeah.
Even to a certain extent. I mean, the Eagles defense made some stops, but some were like dropped by Green Bay dropped a pass on 3rd down. Eagles had a 1st down holding. It got called back for holding. Dallas Goedert catches a pass and runs backwards, or he gets a 1st down on 1st down, and that never, so a lot of things that could have extended drives, and the offense kind of, so at the end of the day, you give the defense credit, but I think the offenses that we saw really didn't help. And we'll get more into it, but Jason, I'll let you kick it off with like a true recap.
Yeah, I mean, I said during the game, I don't know if it was to you guys or somebody else, I thought the quarterback plays like set the game back like 70 years. Like, and you said it, 1960. I went 5 years before that, but the quarterback play was dreadful on both sides of the ball, and we could get to that. But the defenses are good, and, we'll focus on the Eagles' defense. I thought Phillips was very good. I mean, he could play, man. It's a good addition. And Dean
it's I mean, you got to give Roseman credit, and some was trade, some was just guys came back. But the defensive line, I mean, it's only been one game, went from a problem to possibly a strength. I mean,
yeah. Well, you know what? Carter played better too than he's been playing.
Carter played Morojo, whatever, starting to actually play pretty good. Nolan Smith was back. Graham got half a dozen,
made a
dozen
play,
snaps, 15
real
snaps.
nice play, I saw. Yeah, and
So
Dean,
yeah,
they
look good. The defense line.
Dean was good. Dean had a very
probably. I mean, that might have been Dean's best game he's played as an Eagle. He was phenomenal.
He was good. Mitchell played well. So yeah, I mean the defense played well.
Mitchell, to one thing for a guy that seems to be pretty locked down, they throw to him a lot.
They throw to him,
but they don't pull passes. He breaks them up. It's weird that they choose to go at him a lot.
Yeah, I mean, you have to wonder, is it because there's help on the other side of the ball, and maybe, if he's single and, they're just going at him single, or is he just covering their best receiver? So a lot of that probably plays into it too. But yeah, I mean, they're not afraid of him, which is odd because, I mean, and he plays aggressively, but, I mean, you can't deny he's definitely top 10 cornerback, maybe top 5 now in the league. So, we could get into the quarterback play because I'm sure you have similar thoughts than I do, and we'll get into that later. But I actually thought the game came down to 2 plays, and one play that the Eagles made and one play that Green Bay didn't make. So, and it was on the dump pass to Barkley, where he ran 41 yards.
Yeah, that was 3rd down, too. It was like 3rd and long, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8, something like that.
So, Hurts didn't have anybody, and he kind of made the right read, dumped it to Barkley. Barkley made a move on the safety, which made the play. But I think the linebacker, I think it was Quay Walker, kind of just totally botched the play. So
Well, he made you're talking about the spin move was
the
on.
spin move was on the safety, but the linebacker should have been, that was his man. Like
Oh, because
he
that was
tore,
because the safety was the first guy he even kind of
yeah,
interacted with.
the
So
safety was kind of left
he
out
had no
on an
shot.
island
Yeah,
with
he had
Barkley.
no shot.
That's hard to tackle him 1-on-1. But the linebacker just misread it, and that was his man. So that, give Barkley, I give, well, I mean, got to give Hurts credit too for
Yeah,
going through
he threw the ball.
review.
He did enough good read. I mean,
But Barkley made the play. But then on the other side of the ball, Green Bay had a similar play where it was another dump by Love, and Love made the right throw, and Jacobs turned the wrong way on the
yeah,
ball.
he
Like
won. He started to go off field
that,
instead of
that
flatten
could have
out.
been a 30, 40-yard play
Yeah, there
there,
was
right?
green grass ahead of him. Yeah, so he stopped him, goes up, and traditionally you flatten
Because
out on it.
the ball on the flat was going to the other side, and he turned out. I don't know if he got spun the other way by a defender, but right there, I thought that's the game, because the play after the Barkley play, the Eagles scored. Right, that's
Next play, yeah.
when Smith scored. So I thought the game came down to those two plays. You know, I just get annoyed when I talk to other people and they blame play calling, right? That's all you hear is it's Patullo and it's play calling and it's this and it's that. But how do they know what plays are called
Well,
and what goes into the play?
I
Like,
mean, we talked to. I went after Chalky a couple weeks back when he started talking about sluggos or
I'm not,
whatever.
and I'm not even insinuating Chalky. There's other people.
No, but I'm saying when there actually people start talking routes and things like that, like I ain't got time for that. But there's two parts to it that people don't understand. When you say play call, you mean the actual plays. They're at the line of scrimmage. They're calling a play. The third and longs. I know people are pissed off that they always run. They kind of throw those check downs or runs. They're not aggressive. But there's play calling and then there's game planning. They're two different things. The play calling is fine. The play calling is there is a play where Parsons got a little bit of pressure. Hurts bails on the pocket. A.J. Brown's wide open, probably for a touchdown.
Was that the play in the middle of the field where
they were in trips? The
20, there was nobody within 20 yards of wherever that
no,
receiver was.
They were in trips. Brown comes on a cross. Hurts is pretty much at the back of his drop, where that's where you step, you plant, and you fire.
Yeah, you don't take off like a chicken with your head cut off.
He picked up 5 or 6 yards,
and then everybody's like, "Oh, well, he got 5 yards."
So that's a good play call. 3rd and 5 on the first drive. He calls a quarterback draw, which worked perfectly. And Hurts fumbled, which was a good play by defense. Hurts doesn't turn the ball.
Yeah, and Hurts usually doesn't fumble, so you
but
can't.
The play call was great.
Yeah,
the third of some of the runs, like one of the runs that Mailata just trips over his feet.
Yeah, that killed that whole play there. Yeah.
So there's like plays like that. A couple of the other plays, there was one late in the game. I think it was the second to last drive the Eagles had, where I know they threw the ball. Basically, it was an RPO that he keeps it and throws to Goddard when Goddard's not even looking because Hurts read it wrong. Meaning the play is the RPO, you run it, so now he throws it, it's incomplete, stops the clock. Like that's on the decision making the quarterback.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that Hurts' fault. I'm just saying so there's times where Hurts changes play. So the play call,
people, that's what they don't understand. When a quarterback, when you call a play, the quarterback walks to the line. Do people realize there's like 3 or 4 options in the play?
Right. There's and the routes also are option routes. Some of the receivers read the zone and go right. But you can question the game plan, which isn't necessarily Patullo. It's the whole offense. It's the quality control coach. It's Sirianni. It's Patullo. Maybe even Howie, where they play a conservative game plan because of the limitations that they feel
Jalen Hurts he's not a passer. He's not a guy. Go ahead.
Not only the limitations though, and Sirianni in his press conference kind of pumped his chest out a little bit, where I think people were questioning it. The And he said, we're winning. And that's the bottom line, is that you can't, it's hard to really question this team and question that kind of stuff because they win at a clip that's beyond feasible at this point over the 3-4 year period now. But a lot of it boils down to your quarterback is limited, and he plays a style that he found his ability to be successful playing this particular style, which works in certain segments. It works when you have a good roster, when you have a defense working, there's segments that it's going to work.
And also when you have, with other people, what also people don't understand is when you have a good offensive line and a good running game, now you kind of hide the limitations of Jalen Hurts. When your offensive line is either banged up or is just, they're missing Becton, whatever the issue is this year, and your running game is not as good, now the warts of Jalen Hurts are going to come out because he's not a good passer he's not a good thrower of the ball on passing downs. He's just not. That's not his game. I don't care. People look at the stats and, A.J. Brown had 1,400 yards last year, and he had 1,400 yards or whatever he had last year because the running game was unstoppable.
That's the difference between the 2 years, is their running game. Even last year when things weren't working in the first half and then it wasn't a throw by Hurts. It was a run by Barkley that changed the game.
Yes.
He broke a big run. And then it opened up the pass game again. Then it feeds off of that.
Correct.
But again, I go back and forth with Hurts because he's found a way to win in the NFL with the style that he played. The Eagles know his limitations, and he knows his limitations.
Well, that's why on 3rd and 12, they hand the ball.
And there was a play
for a 3rd and 12 down.
There was a play early in the game where he throws the ball late to Goddard because he doesn't anticipate Goddard breaking.
Correct.
He also doesn't have the arm strength to make the throw. You watch Mahomes on certain plays. They do like 7 to 10 step drops to avoid pressure, right? You drop way back. It gives you more time because now the D line, but they have the ability to throw it hard enough that they could do that. He doesn't have good arm strength. He doesn't throw it in anticipation. Doesn't necessarily read the ball well, but he does have strengths where he has ability to make plays. He is definitely clutch. I mean, he doesn't let adversity bother him. Like there's things,
and he doesn't turn the ball over. Now I think that's a lot of it is a product of him not throwing the ball when he really should throw the ball. But a point I'm going to make is the Eagles are winning these games, and they're not impressive. But what is impressive is they make less mistakes than the other team makes.
And they can continue, and you can win. I mean, they almost damn near they did it last year. Now they're running game, but you can win this way because you're playing off of the whole team. You're playing as a team. You're using the strengths of all the team, and by not turning the ball over, your defense is good enough and really great enough. I mean, they're a great defense at times that you're always going to be within a score to even if you're off you. And as long as you don't turn over, if you start turning over, you're going to be behind 14 points. You stay within that certain realm, and then you force Hurts to make plays, which he can. On 3rd down, he can definitely make plays. He could throw a deep pass when he has to. Like there's certain things he could do, but it's because the team around him keeps them relevant, and he does just enough to have that at the end, kind of do. But we saw it in 2023. When the defense fell apart, they couldn't win no more because he wasn't able to put the team on his back. And honestly, there's only probably a couple quarterbacks in the league anymore that can do that because the quarterback play across the map is terrible.
Listen, I think, I'm not going to say Hurts stinks because he doesn't stink. I think he's average to slightly below average quarterback. He just is. And he's carried by the roster. And he's not gonna win games for you with his arm. He's just not gonna do it. And that's just what he is. So I don't want to hear he's a top 5 and he's elite and he's a top 10 quarterback. He's just not. They're winning games not because of him. He's not making them lose games because he's not making mistakes, but he's also he's being carried a little bit by
Yeah, I think I think you do take. I don't know maybe how you just say it, you take a little bit away from like when you say he's because you're making him like he's a pure game manager, right? That's what it sounds like. Like he's not losing you games. When you say something like that, it makes me think of like I'm trying to think of like a quarterback that I don't even want to say Brad Johnson, but like I'm trying to think of
Alex Smith.
yeah, right, guy. Like I think he's a step above that. You know what I'm saying? I do think he's above that tier of quarterback. Um, but I agree. He's that
But he
guy.
is playing behind a dominant offensive line with a good running game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, things have to be right for him. I mean,
Things have to be perfect for him to do what he's doing. And now that they're not, people don't understand, like on 3rd and 12 and all. Like, here's the thing I want to say about AJ Brown. Because everybody's like, well, he's complaining. You don't like the play calling. You don't like Patul. I don't think he's mentioned Patullo. I think it's Hurts that he's pissed off at
yeah.
because
I mean,
he's open
I
and
go
he
back and
don't
forth there. Too.
throw him the ball where he's
It looks
open.
like it's some intentionality behind some of the Hurts' stuff. I mean,
Well,
because Devontae's having a good season, and he's throwing the ball to Devontae, and he's playing well. Or
yeah,
Goddard's having a good season. I
yeah.
mean, it's I
Uh,
don't know.
I
There's
don't know
more
if he's purposely. I don't think he's doing it like on spite. I think he's doing it because he's not confident. Like that's not his game. Like, you know what I mean? To throw a ball like AJ Brown might be open for a split second, and the balls needs to come out. It just don't come out fast enough.
yeah. There's back
Whereas
shoulder. Yeah.
Smith goes and gets the ball sometimes, like he, on deep routes and things like that. So I don't think he's doing it just on spite because AJ Brown's a jerk and he keeps talking shit and this and that and I'm not going to throw him the ball. I don't think it's anything like that. I just think it's Hurts' ability to throw in
Yeah,
anticipation,
and
throw in the window.
and what happens is players like AJ Brown, you won a championship, you're happy. Now you want to, now you're starting to personalize
I
it
think
again.
he knows he's open and he knows like a competent passing quarterback would get him the ball in those
It's
situations.
why it's hard to win consistently in the NFL when you don't like. I think I've said it multiple times. Like when you win Super Bowls because your team inevitably you lose players that like players get more bravado than they had unless you have the Patrick Mahomes, the Tom, like those quarterbacks that then can play with guys that are a step below and they still have the ability to get the bet, to carry your team. When you're not that quarterback, you start to run into these issues. Your offensive line's not always going to be healthy. You're going to get these diva receivers that are going to start to be nonsense. I mean, it's the same issue with having a Sirianni as your head coach and you win. Well, guess what? You're going to lose your coordinators. You're going to get stuck with guys because you played in February. Yeah. You're going to get stuck with second tier guys. And when you're not the offensive mind like the Shanahan, the McVays, you're relying on bringing a new person in to be that mind. Like it's all, kind of all, unless you have that ability. But, you said it like that. It's my problem with Hurts isn't Hurts. Like the guy has built a way to win NFL football games that works when you have other parts of the system working, offensive line, receivers. It's the people that argue that he's a top 2 quarterback in the league, a top 5. Like Hurts is what Hurts is. He's not that. He's not, like you said, he's a winning Super Bowl quarterback who wins consistently in the NFL, but he's not a top 10 quarterback when
he's
it comes
not a game changer. Like he's
playing the position.
He's part of the team.
He's just never gonna.
He's
You
part
just
of
can't win an argument though because they win.
Nah.
They win.
But like when you look at him passing, like even the throws, they first of all they obviously didn't have him in the game plan to make throws because it was cold, it was windy. That's not a game that Jalen Hurts is going to throw the ball well. And even when he did throw the ball, threw it behind Goddard on one pass that should have been picked off. Another pass where Goddard, the one you mentioned, wasn't ready. The throw to Smith, the touchdown to Devontae Smith, that ball's behind him. That's not a great throw.
No, it
that
was
ball's
underthrown.
It was underthrown.
Yeah, well, people were arguing. That was one thing that made me laugh. I heard people saying, "Well, you say you don't want to throw the ball to, contested passes. He threw a contested pass that he trusted Smith to go up, but not no. Smith was 2 yards in front of his receiver.
It was a safety who didn't make the right play on the ball. Like, he just misjudged the ball.
But I'm saying Smith was 2 yards beyond.
Mm-hmm.
The play is to throw it towards the back of the end zone where Smith catches it in stride.
Bad throw. It was not a good throw.
It was contested because it was underthrown. And he got hit or he had pressure late in the game, where he underthrew Smith. Remember on that there was the second to last drive.
Yeah.
Oh, the plays he makes was early in the game. Might have been the first drive. He rolls out under pressure on the dead run, throws it to Will Shipley, makes a great, and that's 3rd and 11 or 3rd and. So now it looks like he made, and that's the plays he could do, and he does them on 3rd down. He does them at times in the 4th quarter where you need it, and that's what makes him a winning player. It doesn't make him a good quarterback.
And well, I don't want to get off quarterback play because the other side of the ball, I'm not a Jordan Love fan at all. I just don't think he's a good quarterback.
He was worse. I mean,
he was worse.
To be quite honest with you,
the
problem with Jordan Love is he's the anti-Jalen Hurts when it comes to protecting the football.
His processing of the plays were just brutal.
Well, the thing with he is terrible under pressure. Terrible. You saw it on I think it was the last drive, not the last drive. No, it might have even been the last drive. It was like the first play of that drive. He got pressure. He threw the ball immediately at the guy's feet. The guy was still in his break. There wasn't even
I mean, I enjoy watching good quarterback play, and I was just like, this is just brutal.
The only thing is there isn't much around the league. I swear, there's 5 or 6 guys quarterbacks that I would put in top tiers anymore.
Yeah. I don't know.
And a couple maybes, up and comings, but
yeah.
I just don't see. I mean, and it's different when Allen had a bad game. Quarterbacks have bad games.
Yeah. He kind of falls a little. I mean, he's obviously head and shoulders better than Jalen Hurts, but he falls into the Hurts category a little bit where he plays a similar style than Hurts. Got a much better arm.
He makes up with it for his arm, yeah.
He makes up with it with that kind of stuff. But you could see the flaws in Allen, similar to Hurts, but he's just better. He's better.
Yeah,
better
I mean, it's always going to be hard because a guy like Allen also has no weapons when it comes to.
He's got nothing around. Yeah, imagine. True. I mean,
that's where you
all world wide receiver.
It's the same like a Herbert too, has the arms but then there's times
he doesn't have anything.
See, that's the thing Hurts doesn't do, those plays where you're when Love throws it to a pickoff on the red zone where what was he doing? Herbert did in the red. Hurts don't do that. That's his skill set. And that's that wins right now. That wins a lot of football games.
Yeah.
Will it forever?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't, we'll see.
One thing I wanted to bring up, because we might differ on this, is what did you think of the 4th and 6 call, play, whatever?
I would have punted.
Okay. So I didn't have an issue with the play. I'll tell you why, because they were on the 36. So, all right. So maybe you take the 5-yard penalty and maybe Green Bay declines it. You never know what if you want to punt. But if you're punting in the wind and stuff, maybe you're getting 20 yards. Maybe you're punting.
Yeah, I mean, just say the 15-yard line.
All right. I'd rather have the ball 4th and 6, and you got the ball in your hands. You make the play, and the game's over. You punt, you can get the pump block.
I would say if it was 4th and 3, but 4th and 6 is just outside the range I'm comfortable converting.
And you can't kick a field goal. That's out of the question.
No, that I wasn't. I was praying they didn't do that.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I just thought 4th and 6 was a little bit past where I was comfortable going for it. Yeah, obviously that play call, that was.
Well, I think that's a play where Hurts walked to the line and he saw the coverage and decided to go there. I don't know if I have much of an issue with that either, to be honest.
I mean, he was actually, too, if the throw's to the sideline, it's a completion.
It's not a good throw. I don't think idea was bad. I think the execution was bad.
No, but it still is it's a lower
It's a
risk
little higher
play
risk.
or a higher risk play
It's
that's
higher
the
risk.
difference. It's a
Yeah,
higher risk play.
yeah.
I would
But
have punted. You would have
you're
used the
throwing
same
to
amount of time. It would have caused them that they would have had to gain an extra 20 yards, you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
and knowing like McManus was kind of battling an injury. He came back with there was
yeah.
wind issue. Like they weren't going to kick a six. They had to get within like 55 yards.
They
So
would have had to get to the 30-yard line
yeah.
probably
So
to be comfortable. Yeah, so
and I think that was the idea Sirianni had was they need to do all that. So 15 yards to me isn't worth going to
right, you
try to
got the
win the
ball in
game.
your hands. You just need one play and the game's over.
I just
So
I just thought 4th and 6 was a little beyond. And this is where I think analytics takes a little bit of a detour because analytics doesn't take in what happened from kickoff to that play. Like
yeah,
the
and the
Eagles were
other side of the
bad.
ball, like you're saying, McManus can't
Plus
kick
the
them.
Eagles were bad. Like they
Yeah.
nothing showed you they're going to convert. You felt comfortable of them converting a 4th.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's not like they were humming. Like, so I would have put, but it, I guess you're right. That could go either. You could make that argument. I think probably both
Yeah, I didn't have
sides.
an issue with it. I didn't have that
But
much.
I would have punted. I mean, and it's one of those things. Like if they lose the game, then obviously he's going to get murdered. If they
Right.
convert the 4th and 6, he's it's always you're always
Yeah.
results based.
Yeah.
When we do these. Anything else with the Eagles? Hurts, Love. I'll touch real quickly, and I kind of alluded to it last week when I was hesitant to pick the Eagles because of the line, and I said, this could just be a part. And I hate to quote the great Chris Meeker, but Vegas I think just didn't catch up
Got the
to.
line right. Yeah.
I just don't think they caught up to Green Bay's what they are. Like
Yeah.
they're a very inconsistent football team. At times, and probably more so than not great. I mean, their defense has lost 3 games when they let up less than 13 points or something like it's like something insane.
Yeah, the offense is a mess, and I think a lot of it is Love. I just don't.
And
I'm
Love,
not.
and now you don't have Kraft. You got your receivers here.
Yeah.
You don't really have the receivers. And to be honest with you, that coach ain't nothing special.
No, he's
Very predictable.
Yeah.
His 4th down, going for it when he instead he didn't make the right decision pretty much on anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean but that does bring us to Eagles Detroit, which is in Philadelphia Sunday night. Eagles are a 2.5-point favorite right now, -118. 46.5 is the over under.
Is it 2.5 or 3? No, it's 2.5. Yep.
2.5, yeah, but -118. So it's that can go. I could see that going to. I don't know because right now
I think it's going to go to 3.
yeah, Detroit heavy was Detroit. The Vegas Insider had Detroit
Yeah.
heavy. Detroit just demolished Washington coming off a loss. It sounds like Dan Campbell has started calling plays now for them. I think.
Yeah.
I saw.
Yeah.
I mean, we know what Detroit is. So where are we at with this game, Jason?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of picking this game, like I really wish the Eagles would have lost last week because I would have loved the Eagles in this game. I still do like them. I still do think they're going to win the game, but I would have loved them if they lost that game last week. Goff at night, in November in the East. I don't know what the weather's supposed to be like. Outdoors. I don't know. I just, and their offense has played well outdoors, but I don't know how well they'll play if there's any conditions on. It's Sunday night, right? Sunday night.
Yeah, I don't. It's not supposed. I mean, it'll be obviously on the chillier side. But
Yeah.
nothing like.
No. But I'm still going to pick the Eagles. I think they'll win 27-20, but I would have been so much more confident if they would have lost to Green Bay.
So right now it has some wind gust, but who knows it?
I mean, Detroit got issues with their secondary and all. They got injuries, and
I'm gonna cop out on this game, and I'm gonna take, and I'll give you my score and I'll talk about it. I'm gonna take 27-24, so I'm right on the number. Same score with Jason as the Eagles, but so I'm right on the number 27-24. So if it stays at 2.5, Eagles cover. It goes to 3. I could see it. I just think all the Eagles games are going to kind of fall the same way. Like they're going to be close.
Yeah.
The Hurts fumble didn't lose them this game against Green Bay, but it was a factor in why the game. They should have went up 7-0 or so early, and who knows. Um, but if they control the football, don't turn it over. Detroit, Love can definitely, or Love, Goff could definitely. I could see a fumble from him, a turnover from him. They have a good run game. I think Campbell's going to run the ball a lot. Um, especially he seems like that kind of grounded pound type of coach playing calm plays. Um, yeah, and I think it's going to be close. I don't think it's going to be like a late score. I think it's going to be close. I could see Elliott having to kick a field goal to win. Yeah, I just think it's going to be a very close game. That could technically go either way. I think I did this in 23 until they start losing every game. Until I continue to see the Eagles lose games like this or lose games, it's hard to say they're not going to win
Yeah.
games like this against. I mean, they're 10-0 against the NFC North under Sirianni. Their wins this year, if you go through their power rankings, they beat the Rams, they beat the Bucks, they beat the Chiefs, and now they beat Green Bay. Like their wins are against impressive teams. Their
Yeah.
wins overall against teams that are like tops in power rankings since under Sirianni and Hurts have been pot. So it's hard to say they're not going to win these touch games. I got 27-24.
So I do have Chalky's pick.
Okay.
He has the same score as me, but he has the Lions winning 27-20. So
Yeah, could be might be working in a reverse jinx there, so I
it could be.
gotta
I'm
be
not
careful a little bit.
sure. It could be.
No context behind it. Gotta be a little careful. Might be a reverse jinx there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. You think you see AJ Brown get like some of that stuff get
They
better? Or is
might
this
they
gonna
might try to
be
go
all
to
year?
him. This could be a game where he has a big game because the Lions secondary's in shambles. Um, this could be a game where he does break out. I mean, you might want to bet him for a touchdown or something like that.
I do, I
So
I do think the Eagles the coaches do have to game plan a little bit to get Brown the ball, though. I know they're calling plays and Hurts has missed them at times, but like there's also got to be plays that are like you can't like the plays going to Brown, a bubble screen, something. You know what I mean? Like to get him involved in the. I think they really need. I'm not saying to force it, but you can call plays to get a guy touches without force. Maybe run a reverse. Let him run like something to get him
just
involved
get the
in this.
ball in his hands.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I just come back to the same thing I've been saying. Like, we don't know what the play is. We don't know if he's an option and Hurts is seeing something and deciding to go with the second option on the play. We just don't know. I mean, I see what you're saying. Like, make it a definite. Like,
Yeah, make it not
we're getting the
right.
ball.
Now if he's not going to him, it's like he changed the play, like there's something going on.
And again, I still don't see it as like spiteful. I just see it as Hurts just doesn't think it's appropriate
I
to
think
throw him the
I
ball.
think Brown is just part of the offense. They game plan with Brown as a receiver, as same as the game plan with Smith and Goddard. Um, do you see them they do more of these under center play action pass to Goddard in the flat, that conservative, like that's kind of like a run. They're picking up 4 or 5 yard, plays like that. Like that's just the game plan. They're
Yeah,
not, Smith, Brown's probably more of a riskier game. Like going to Brown is going to be more contested balls, in
yeah.
traffic balls, deep ball, like the ones that were higher risk that can cause turnovers, and that ain't what they want.
Yep.
All right. I guess we'll just move kind of picks, and then we'll give out our picks.
Yeah. All right, so league stats. Last week 7-7 over under, no noise there. So 78 over, 71 unders. Public was 6-8. So the public's still not having a good year. They're 66 and 83. We're kind of like slipping on our picks. We were only 1-1 when we had the same pick together last week. We're now 29 and 18. Still 62%, not bad. 12 and 6 when it's our best bet, 67%. So still doing well there. But as a podcast, we did not have a good week. We were 4 and 5. Chalky was 2 and 1 though, so we could start with his picks. His best bet was the Bucks, which was my best bet. I don't know. Maybe the Patriots are just better than I thought, but they kind of got beat. They got beat in that game. You know,
Yeah, they were beat. I didn't feel like Mayfield played all that well.
no, he did not. So they got beat in that game. Chalky had the Jets, so he picked an ugly dog, but he got the win with them. And he had the Chargers. So he went 1-2. Tom, you and I both went 1-2. We could start with you because you hit your best bet with the Chargers. Who won pretty easily against the Steelers. 49ers, their defense was. I think you're finally seeing like they're missing Bosa
Yeah,
and
that defense was.
like
I mean,
they
didn't
have
count
just too many
at
injuries
all.
this year. Too many
Yeah.
injuries.
Oh yeah.
And then you had the Bucks too, so no good. Um, like I said, I was 1-2. Bucks best bet, no good. Vikings, 8 false starts at home. I mean, that's pretty pathetic. Um, so Ravens beat them. Just not a
Yeah,
good pick.
McCarthy was kind of sloppy in that game.
Bad. He did not play well. And then I had the Chargers also, so I went 1-2. Rally Monkey also went 1-2. He
He's
had the
always winning.
Bills, who lost outright to the Dolphins. He had the Seahawks, but then he had the Packers, who obviously lost to the Eagles. So overall, you and I, we continue to have the same record. We're both 17-13.
17
Uh,
and what?
13, 17-13.
Yeah,
Um,
so we're like 1 and 2 every week now too.
we
We
have the
gotta get it
same
back.
record almost every week now. So
Yeah.
I'll just go down my stats. Well, we'll do both. I'm a profit of 285. You're a profit of 257. We're both 57%. We're both 9% ROI. Chalky is now 15-15. Loss of $132. 50% win, minus 4% ROI. Jimmy D, 2-1, $86 profit, 67% win, 29% ROI. Rally Monkey's 11-19, but we don't include him in our. We are now 51-42, profit of $495, 55% win percentage, 5.3% ROI. Best bets, you are now 7-3, profit of $350, 70% win, 35% ROI. I am 6-4, $158 profit, 60% win, 10% ROI. Or it might be more than 10%, 16%, I think, or 16% ROI. Chalky's 3-7, loss of $419, 30% win, minus 40% ROI, 42% ROI, minus 42% ROI. Jimmy D's 1-0, $91 profit, 100% win, 91% ROI. Here's what might be the best bet of everyone to go against the Rally Monkey's best bet. He's now 1-9 with his best bets. Minus $612, 10% win, minus 61% ROI. As a podcast for 17-14, $180 profit, 55% win, 6% ROI. Lifetime, you are now 34-25, 58% win. I'm now 35-26, 57% win. Best bets, these are. And Chalky's 29-34, 46% win. Meeker is still 23-28, 45% win. Without Meeker, we are now 98-85, 54% best bet. So still pretty good. Overall, lifetime, I'm 107-81, profit of $1,640, 57%, 9% ROI. You are 91-87, loss of $202, 51%, minus 1% ROI. Chalky's 95-94, loss of $689, 50.4% win, minus 4% ROI. Meeker, 72-81, loss of $1,598, 47% win, minus 10% ROI. And total without Meeker, we're now 297-262, $749 profit, 53% win, 1.3% ROI.
Yeah, that best bet needs to be a little high. Like we're like what 1% higher on best bets than we are on overall.
Yeah, my
pick.
best bet is the same as my regular bet. So it's like yours is better though. Your best bets are
Yeah.
better than your normal bets. So
Yeah, and which is what it like. Chalky's at this point. I don't even think we can call it a best bet. I mean,
yeah,
right?
not good. Not good. And he's
All
consistent.
right. So, do you have Do we have
I
Chalky's
have
picks? Do we have the
trophies and I
rally?
have the rally monkey. So
Okay.
let's keep it as normal. Chalky, his best bet is the Rams, -3, -105. His second pick is the Steelers, -5.5, -112. And the Bills is his third pick, -5.5, -110. The rally monkey. Now, I asked the rally monkey a little different. I asked his handler a little different, and these picks came out a little different than when Chalky's asking.
Yeah, we
So
don't know how Chalky
I don't
communicates
know
with
how
the.
Chalky's asking the rally monkey's handler. So his best bet is the Seahawks +3, -115. Second pick is the Broncos +3.5, -105. And the third pick is the Bengals +5.5, -108. The
All
rally monkey
dogs.
usually picks favorites. Yes. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, all dogs. All
Yeah.
right. Well, let's go my picks here. So, if you know me by now from listening to this 181 episodes, I have an angle that I love.
Yeah.
Not great for the reason, but it's an angle I love. It's the death game. You always take the team when there's a tragedy and a legend of the team dies. In this case, it was an active player that
Yeah.
you listen to. What's his name? Schottenheimer. Who's their coach? Whatever. The Dallas
Yeah.
coach.
Brian Schottenheimer. Yeah.
He was like crying basically as he's talking. Like
Sure.
they might win by 500 points. It's Dallas -3.5, -110 against Vegas. Like I think you're gonna like. There's the whole league has been doing things for in his memory, like last week before the games.
Yeah.
Dallas was on a bye, so this is their first time back.
Yep.
I think you're gonna see like just emotional play.
Yep.
Vegas ain't that good to begin with.
No.
Dallas's weakness is their offense, so it's not like Vegas is or defense and Vegas is up. So Dallas 3.5. That's like an alternate line. Fine alternate lines, bury those like a million points they're gonna win by.
Yeah.
Love the coach, hate the quarterback. I think they're getting a little too much hype. And Chicago Bears. So one of my next pick is Minnesota -3, -102. This is like not looking at Vegas, who's
You
which
scared me
side
a
versus
little
the
bit there. I thought you were going to go the other side because
No,
I
no.
had the vote too
I'm saying
soon.
so. I think this is like
Yeah.
the public is on the Bears. Like they're getting
Yeah.
way too much love than they deserve for what
They're
they
winning
are.
games they shouldn't be winning.
So Minnesota, and then my
No.
last pick is the Rams -3, -105
Yeah.
against Seattle. This is going to be a great game, test game, because I know you were high on Seattle
Yeah, I
last
think
week
they're
when we kind of
legit.
went through. I've seen some power rankings that have Seattle like at the top. Like this is going to be we're going to find out if Seattle is what like their defense. That defense line is incredible. We got to see what the offense is. Rams are playing high quality. Money is right now on Seattle. Rams are 3-point favorite.
Yeah.
So that's telling me take the Rams at home. Not
Yeah.
even, and they're not even getting points for being home. So that's like a true 3-point
No,
line,
they're
2.5
I
point
think it was
line.
like a half a point or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Rams -3.
All right. So my best bet is the Vikings, -3, -102. And I mentioned it when you mentioned you picking the Vikings. I just think the Bears, what is it, like 4 straight games they won, and they're winning games. They should not be winning these games. Like,
Yeah, I mean they won the Cincinnati game, which they shouldn't have, but I mean they still, even if they lost the game, they still put out 40 something. Like it would have still
yeah,
been a good win, a good
yeah,
game for them.
but they're not like solid wins. They're not, you know what I mean? Like they're. And I thought the same thing about the Patriots last week, where like if they keep winning these games, they're going to have a record that they shouldn't have. But I think the Patriots, I could be wrong about the Patriots.
The Patriots also have Drake May, who looks like an up and
Yeah,
coming
he's a
quarterback,
very good quarterback. Yeah, so
versus Caleb Williams.
I think there's a difference, and I think the Bears are kind of fugazi. So, and the Vikings, listen, I mean, you know, I picked them last week and I looked bad, so I don't know. Maybe I just read them wrong, but I like them again this week, obviously. So my second pick is the Rams, -3, -105. I think they're the better team. I just do, and I think Vegas thinks so also. I think while I do like the Seahawks, and I think they're legit. I think they're being a little overrated by some people. And if if it comes down to Stafford first lineup, I'm taking Stafford and the coach first. Coach first coach. Well, McDonald looks like he's a good coach, but
He's a good
you know,
defensive guy, though. He's a defense
yeah,
coach.
and their defense is legit. So it's going to be a hell of a game. I look forward to
Yeah.
watching that game. So, my third pick is going to be the Eagles. -2.5, -118. I'm glad I got the 2.5 and not 3
Yeah, you
on
might
a
need
bit.
that. Yep.
But I'll tell you, like all of my picks at some point today were 2.5. Like the Vikings were 2.5. I went to 3.
Well, if you look, they're -1 or 2, so the vig
Yeah,
changed. That's
juice
all it was.
changed. Yes, yeah. I'd rather have the points than the juice,
Have we
but
not had a push this year?
I don't think so. I don't think any of
Wow,
us had a push.
that's
Yeah,
kind of crazy.
yeah. The Rams has been. I think the Rams was 2.5 yesterday, but all day today was 3, and the
But
Eagles
that's
had.
-105 as well. So that's a
Yeah,
vig. It's a change in the vig as too. Like, you know.
yeah, and the Eagles 2.5. Like I said, if they probably would have been my best bet if they lost last week, but I still like them. I still think they win by. I think they're going to win by a touchdown, but I think they'll win by 3 at least. So
Yeah. So yet another week where we have two of the same picks.
yeah, it's
Chalk is
amazing.
Chalk is one of our picks as well.
Don't he have 2?
Um,
No, he's got 1. He's
no,
got
just
1.
the one, just the
It's just the
Rams.
Rams. Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's going to be a week where the success of the pod's going to come down to a couple
Couple
games, and
games. Yeah.
the Rams might be a Twitter pick. Hasn't been great, but
Ooh,
three
I don't
people
know.
have them. Three
I
people
don't
have
know.
them.
We'll see.
All right. Anything else? Wrapping it up.
No, I
All right.
think we said everything we wanted to. I
All
did
right. We'll
anyway.
be back next week. Should have the regular crew back. We'll be covering the NFL as it moves onward. Episode
Well, we do a
180.
baseball episode
Yeah.
too
Yeah,
with
usually
the
that first week in December is that the winter
yeah,
meetings. So that's when
yeah,
we're going to start to see some action.
yeah.
So we'll cover that. Episode 181. Bro, shoot us. Have a great night.